Okay, let me ask you something real quick. What if I told you that the happiest people in the world don't have more money than you? They don't have better jobs, they don't live in bigger houses, they don't drive fancier cars, and no, they definitely don't have fewer problems than you do. The difference? It's stupidly simple. They do 7 tiny things every single day. And I mean tiny. We're talking habits so small, so ridiculously easy, that most people laugh them off. They scroll right past them. They ignore them completely. And that's exactly why most people stay stuck feeling stressed, anxious, and unhappy. But not you. Not today. Because in the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through all 7 of these habits one by one. And here's the thing. Pay very close attention to habit number 7, the last one. Because that one changes everything. It's the habit that ties all the others together. And if you miss it, honestly, you're going to keep wondering why nothing seems to work, why you still feel off even when everything looks fine on the outside. So don't skip ahead. Don't click away. Stick with me all the way to the end, because by the time this video is over, you're going to have a simple, practical blueprint that you can start using literally today to feel happier, calmer, and more in control of your life. Let's get into it. Habit number 1, the 2-minute morning pause. Here's what most people do the second they wake up. They grab their phone, they check notifications, they scroll through texts, emails, social media, news headlines, and within 60 seconds, their brain is already flooded with other people's problems, other people's opinions, other people's drama. And then they wonder why they feel anxious before they've even gotten out of bed. Sound familiar? Yeah, I thought so. Here's the tiny shift. When you wake up tomorrow morning, don't touch your phone. Not for an hour, not for 30 minutes, just 2 minutes. That's it. 120 seconds. Instead, just lie there. Take a few deep breaths. Think about one thing, just one, that you're looking forward to today. It could be your morning coffee. It could be seeing a friend. It could be that show you're binge watching tonight. Doesn't matter what it is. What matters is that you are choosing what enters your mind first, instead of letting the world choose for you. This might sound small, but research actually backs this up. Studies from the University of Pennsylvania found that how you start your morning has a direct impact on your mood for the rest of the day. 2 minutes of intentional calm in the morning can lower your cortisol levels, that's your stress hormone, and set a completely different tone for your entire day. 2 minutes. That's shorter than brushing your teeth, but the impact? Massive. All right, that's habit 1 locked in. Let's keep moving. Now, habit number 2 is one that nobody talks about. And honestly, when I first heard it, I didn't believe it would make a difference. But then I tried it, and wow, just wow. Habit number 2, the gratitude snapshot. Now, before you roll your eyes and say, "Oh, great, another gratitude thing," hear me out. Because this is not about writing in a journal. This is not about making a long list of things you're thankful for. Most people try that, get bored in 3 days, and quit. This is different. Here's what you do. Once a day, could be morning, afternoon, evening, doesn't matter, you stop for literally 5 seconds and take a mental snapshot of one good thing happening right now in this moment. Maybe you're sipping a warm cup of coffee and it tastes incredible. Snapshot. Maybe you're sitting on your couch and your dog just curled up next to you. Snapshot. Maybe the sun is hitting your window in a way that makes everything look golden. Snapshot. You're not writing anything down. You're not analyzing it. You're just pausing, noticing, and letting yourself feel it for 5 seconds. Why does this work? Because your brain has something called a negativity bias. It's wired to look for problems, threats, and dangers. That's great if you're running from a lion. Not so great when you're trying to enjoy your Tuesday afternoon. The gratitude snapshot retrains your brain to notice the good stuff. And the more you do it, the more your brain starts scanning for positive things automatically. It's like upgrading your brain's operating system from what's wrong to what's good. Dr. Robert Emmons, one of the world's leading researchers on gratitude, found that people who practice small gratitude habits daily report 25% higher levels of happiness. 25%? From something that takes 5 seconds. 5 seconds. That's habit number 2. Let's move to number 3. All right, now this next habit might make some of you uncomfortable, and that's actually a good sign, because the things that make us uncomfortable are usually the things that change us the most. Habit number 3, the one-person compliment. Every single day, give one genuine compliment to one person. That's it. One person, one compliment. Done. And I'm not talking about fake surface-level stuff I mean something real, something specific, like, hey, the way you handled that situation earlier was really impressive. I noticed, and I respect that. Or, you always make people feel welcome when they walk into a room. That's a rare quality. Or even something simple like telling a stranger, you have a really great energy about you. Here's why this works, and it's kind of beautiful. When you compliment someone genuinely, something happens in your brain. Your body releases oxytocin. That's the bonding hormone, the feel-good chemical. And here's the wild part. It doesn't just happen in their brain, it happens in yours too. You literally get a chemical happiness boost by making someone else feel good. It's like a 2-for-1 deal on happiness. You make their day better, and your brain rewards you for it. It's one of the few things in life where being generous actually makes you richer, emotionally richer. And there's something else. When you start looking for genuine things to compliment people about, you start seeing the good in others. And when you see the good in others, you start seeing the good in yourself. It shifts your whole perspective. One compliment, one person, every day. That's habit 3. Ready for number 4? This one's a game changer. Okay, I need you to really lean in for this one, because habit number 4 is the habit that most successful and happy people swear by, but almost nobody actually does consistently. Habit number 4, the 10-minute move. I know. You've heard a million times that exercise makes you happy. But here's the problem. When people think of exercise, they think of going to the gym for an hour, lifting heavy weights, running 5 miles, getting all sweaty, and that feels overwhelming. So they do nothing. Here's the truth that changed everything for me. You don't need an hour. You don't need 30 minutes. You need 10 minutes. 10 minutes of movement. That's it. Go for a short walk around the block. Do some stretching in your living room. Dance to one song in your kitchen like nobody's watching. Do 10 push-ups and 10 squats. Put on a quick yoga video. Doesn't matter what it is, as long as you move your body for 10 minutes. A study published in the Lancet Psychiatry Journal analyzed over 1.2 million people. You know what they found? People who exercised, even in small amounts, had 43% fewer days of poor mental health compared to those who didn't exercise at all, from 10 minutes of movement. And here's the thing nobody tells you. It's not just about the physical benefits. When you complete a 10-minute movement session, your brain registers it as a win. You accomplished something. You followed through. And that tiny sense of accomplishment creates momentum. It makes you feel capable. It makes you feel like someone who takes action. And that feeling? That's one of the deepest sources of lasting happiness there is. 10 minutes. Move your body every single day. That's habit 4. All right, let's keep this momentum going. Now, this next habit is going to sound counterintuitive. It might even go against everything you've been told about productivity and success, but trust me on this one. Habit number 5, the intentional unplug. Every single day, there needs to be a window, even if it's just 15 minutes, where you completely disconnect from all screens. No phone, no laptop, no tablet, no TV, nothing. 15 minutes of being fully present in the real physical world around you. Now, I can already hear some of you saying, but I need my phone for work. I need to stay connected. What if someone needs me? And I get it. I really do. But let me ask you something. Were you available 24/7 before smartphones existed? And the world didn't end. People survived. Businesses ran. Life went on. You are not a 911 dispatcher. You can afford 15 minutes offline. Here's what constant screen time does to your brain. It keeps you in a state of continuous partial attention. You're never fully focused on anything. You're half reading, half scrolling, half listening, half watching. Your brain never gets a chance to rest. And that constant stimulation creates a low-level anxiety that sits in the background of your entire life. You might not even notice it anymore because it's become your normal, but it's there and it's draining you. When you unplug for 15 minutes, you give your brain permission to breathe. You let your nervous system come down from that constant state of alertness, and in that space, something incredible happens. You start to notice things. The sound of birds outside, the feeling of wind on your skin, the taste of your food, the face of the person sitting across from you. You start experiencing your life instead of just scrolling through it. 15 minutes, no screens, every day. That's habit 5. 2 more to go. Stay with me. Habit number 6 is one that took me years to learn. Years. And I wish someone had told me this when I was younger because it would have saved me so much unnecessary stress and frustration. Habit number 6, the nightly brain dump. Here's what happens to most people at night. They lie down in bed, close their eyes, and their brain turns into a circus. Suddenly, every worry, every unfinished task, every awkward thing they said in 2014 comes flooding in. Their mind is racing, they're tossing and turning, and sleep becomes a battle instead of a rest. The nightly brain dump fixes this. Here's how it works. Before you go to bed, 5 minutes, that's all you need. Grab a piece of paper or open the Notes app on your phone and just dump everything out of your brain. Every thought, every worry, every task you need to do tomorrow, every random idea, every fear, every frustration. Don't organize it. Don't prioritize it. Don't try to solve anything. Just get it out of your head. Why does this work? Because your brain treats unfinished thoughts like open browser tabs. They run in the background, keeping you alert, preventing you from fully relaxing. When you write them down, you're basically telling your brain, hey, it's okay. This is captured. You don't need to hold on to it anymore. You can let go. Research from Baylor University found that people who wrote down their to-do list before bed fell asleep an average of 9 minutes faster than those who didn't. 9 minutes might not sound like much, but over a week, you're talking about days of additional rest. And better sleep means better mood, better focus, better decision-making, and yes, more happiness. 5 minutes before bed. Dump your brain onto paper. That's habit 6. All right, here it is. The one I told you about at the beginning. The one you absolutely cannot miss. This is it. Habit number 7. The one that holds all the other habits together. If you only take one thing away from this entire video, let it be this. Habit number 7. The identity statement. Every single day, at some point during your day, morning, afternoon, evening, it doesn't matter when, you say one sentence to yourself. Out loud or in your head, doesn't matter, but you say it and you mean it. The sentence is this: I am the kind of person who takes care of my happiness. That's it. One sentence. Now, you might be thinking, seriously? That's the big finale? One sentence? How is that supposed to change anything? And I totally understand why you'd think that. But let me explain why this is the most powerful habit on this entire list. Every action you take in life is driven by your identity, by who you believe you are. If you believe you're an unhappy person, you'll make choices that reinforce unhappiness. You'll skip the morning pause. You'll forget the gratitude snapshot. You'll avoid complimenting people. You'll sit on the couch instead of moving. You'll stay glued to your screen. You'll lie in bed with a racing mind. And you'll do all of this unconsciously because it aligns with who you think you are. But when you start telling yourself, I am the kind of person who takes care of my happiness, something shifts at the deepest level. You start to see yourself differently. And when you see yourself differently, you start to act differently. The morning pause feels natural because that's what someone who takes care of their happiness would do. The gratitude snapshot becomes automatic. The compliment feels easy. The movement feels necessary. The unplug feels like a gift. The brain dump feels like relief. Everything clicks into place because you've changed the one thing that controls everything else: your identity. James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, one of the best-selling books on human behavior ever written, talks about this exact concept. He says the most effective way to change your habits is not to focus on goals or outcomes. It's to focus on who you wish to become. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you want to be. And every time you say that identity statement, you're casting a vote. You're telling your subconscious mind, this is who I am now. This is the standard. This is non-negotiable. One sentence, every day. I am the kind of person who takes care of my happiness. That's habit 7, and that's the one that changes everything.